Hi everyone! Today I will be using scented markers again, but this time it will not be Crayola markers. And I am actually scared because I had scented markers from this brand before, and they were some of the most vile smelling things I've ever had to smell. So I'm not really looking forward to it, but I feel like I have to do this video sooner or later anyway. So these are the markers. These were a gift that I got from one of my best friends, and they said their kid picked out these markers, which I think is really sweet, but that makes it worse for me because now I feel like I can't hate on these pens as much as I would like to. I do like the packaging though. I think it's really cute, and I kind of love these goofy little monster faces they all have on there. But I do kind of hope that somewhere on the pens it's gonna say what they're scented as, because it doesn't on the box. No more to-doodling, it's time to swatch and sniff. So there are 16 markers in here, which means we have quite a bit to go through. So far it's looking good. It doesn't look like any of them are meant to be stinky markers. I think it's kind of cool that I think this one is supposed to be like Cassie's. It's not really something you see often. And then of course you got some standards like strawberry, banana, water, fire. It doesn't actually say anywhere on the pens what they are supposed to be scented like, so we're just gonna have to guess. Let's start, I guess. So we're gonna start off with this one, which I'm just gonna guess is supposed to be raspberry, because this one is definitely strawberry. But also raspberries aren't red. I am so scared. Oh, it's by far not as stinky as the other set that I used to have. It smells pretty much on par with Crayola. It doesn't really smell like anything in particular, but it does smell kind of like a sweet body lotion. Well, that is not the color I expected it to be. This color reminds me more of like blackberries. And next we're gonna do strawberry. It's also not stinky, which I'm really happy about. It could pass as like a strawberry lollipop, but unfortunately this color is like really dark and desaturated as well. Then we have this one, which I have no idea what this is supposed to be. My best guess is orange soda. Ooh. Oh, this is actually really nice. It smells like fizzy orange candy. I very much approve of this one. This one could totally be like a lip smacker just based on the smell. Oh god. The color is not what I expected. I don't even know what to call this color, but it's definitely not neon orange. Then we have this orangey yellow. Again, I have no idea what this could possibly smell like. It doesn't really smell like much. There's like a very faint hint of something citrusy, but I have no idea what it's supposed to be. Oh my gosh. Oh, these colors are super desaturated. This looks like one of those aesthetic autumn fall pen sets. Then we got banana. I know I did just pull a stinky face, but this one actually smells like real banana. Like, it doesn't smell like banana candy. It straight up smells like a very fresh banana, but like not a ripe banana, a banana that's still slightly green. That is so interesting. Like, somebody was paid and put a lot of effort into creating this scent. Why would you choose a green banana instead of like a nice ripe sweet banana? I think this is really cool though, because usually you get like this fake banana scent. I'm starting to regret the fact that I waited so long to swatch these. Then we have this little lady who I'm going to assume is going to be cheese, because Crayola tends to have quite a few cheese pens. It's definitely not cheese. To be honest, it smells like the banana one, but slightly more sweet. It's also an almost identical color to the banana. Next we have the green one, and this monster kind of looks like a pickle, but I'm just gonna assume it's supposed to be apples. Yeah, that's definitely a sour apple. Not a real apple, but definitely like sour apple candy. I am perfectly okay. I don't mind having like candy scented art supplies, but I do kind of wish it would be really cool to have some that smell like the actual like fruit. Then next we have the first blue one, which kind of looks like water bubbles, but it's probably not going to be soap scented. This is interesting. I've definitely smelled this scent before. It smells super familiar, but also I have no idea what it is. Oh, I wish I could have someone else smell this. Maybe they could help me out. This is so interesting. Ooh, this one actually has a really nice bright color too. If you've watched this video this far, I really hope that means you're enjoying it, and I hope that you're gonna stay to the end. Also, if you are enjoying it, perhaps you could consider to like, comment, and subscribe. Then we have this blue little monster. Perhaps it could be blueberry, but we'll see. Oh, this one actually smells like, it smells like this very particular kind of kids chewing gum. It's also a decent blue, which is nice. Then we have this, presumably skin-colored fire marker. It definitely doesn't smell like fire, but also, if it doesn't smell like fire, then I feel like maybe marshmallow would make sense, kind of like roasting them on a campfire. But honestly, no idea. It's kind of sweet though. Let's see if you are a skin tone. I mean, I guess it's the typical light colored skin tone you get in marker sets. And then back to markers, we got this pink one, which I would have assumed this one is bubblegum, but the blue one already kind of smelled like it. It kind of smells like a plant. It smells really familiar, but I can't pinpoint it. Oh, it kind of smells... This doesn't fit the color of the marker at all, but it kind of smells like a watermelon sorbet. That's kind of interesting. Ooh, this one is like a really light color. This pink almost looks like a watered down highlighter. Then we have this pink, which looks like it's gonna be watermelon. And also, I think this one is my favorite of the pen designs. This one smells almost identical to the other pink, but this one has like a hint of walnut with it, which is an interesting combo, but here we go. This one's also a very bright pink. It's so weird. We started off like super dark and desaturated, and now we're getting to really bright colors. The next we have this purple, which might be grape. Oh, this is definitely grape scented candy. It's so gross. I don't understand how people can enjoy grape flavored candy. I love grapes. I love green grapes and I love purple grapes, but grape candy is always so gross to me. It kind of smells, grape candy always smells to me like a recliner that somebody has been farting into for 50 years. It's a really nice purple though. I really like this purple. And then we have this purple. It kind of looks like it's supposed to be a beverage, like a drink in a glass. But if that's not the case, I'm gonna guess this one's probably gonna be like a blackberry. It smells like the grape, just less intense. It's also a really pretty purple though. Just based on the fact that colors that are similar tend to also smell really similar, I feel a little cheaped out. Then we have this little fella who is probably supposed to be a chocolate cake. Ooh. Yeah, this is definitely chocolate cake. However, it still does not smell as good as my karaoke chocolate flavor pen. This one's a lot more grayish than I expected, which is kind of a shame. I was hoping this was gonna be a nice bright brown. Also, that one actually matches the cap from this one way better. Anyway, we're on to our last pen. I'm loving the blue tongue. I think Cassie's would be really interesting, but if not, this could also just be blackberry. I don't know what type of berry, but this definitely smells like berries. And it smells a lot more pleasant than the Crayola berry smoothie one. Well, that's a decent black. I almost expected it to be just a really, really dark purple. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by these pens. Again, I've had a set of these before, and they were so bad and stinky that I had to throw them away, just because I was straight up never going to use those pens, ever. But these ones are surprisingly good. Like, they smell really nice and sweet, and some of them have some super interesting scents to them. The colors, on the other hand, are a little confusing. Like, the first few up to the green, they look like one of those aesthetic, adult kind of fall color palettes. And then we switch back over to just generalized bright kids colors. Also, these two purples look like they're the same exact color, except this one's slightly more watered down. Or like you could say this one is layered a few more times. But these are the colors and the pens we're working with. And now it's time to switch over to making a picture. Been a while since I drew some humanoid creatures, but I'll be honest, I still don't really feel like drawing them. But I also have a lot of pens, so I need to do something that's fairly detailed. And I'm thinking about drawing a portrait of something in here, and then having like a bunch of fish kind of swirling around it, kind of like a picture frame. But then of course the other important question is, what do I draw in the center? I could draw something that makes sense with the context of fish, or I could just draw something kind of random that I think is cute. Ooh, maybe I don't even draw like a portrait of something, but I actually just draw a piece of cake. Or pudding. Actually, I think I'm gonna go for pudding. You know what? I could have drawn some sushi in here. The sushi would have made a little more sense with the fish. But now I'm committed to the creamy pudding. Then maybe here in the back I can add a little fork and a little spoon. And then perhaps just some stars and flowers to fill out the empty spaces. Alright, so let's look up some cool fish and then I'm gonna start lining. Okay, the first half of my line art is done. Now we go in and line the details. This many fish already took quite a while to do. And now I'm thinking perhaps the fish are enough crowding that I don't actually need all the little fillers in the background around here. I think I got all the fish lined, and considering how crowded it looks, I think I'm going to erase the little stars and hearts and then think about whether or not I want to re-include them. But for now, they gotta go. Alright, my picture is fully lined. Of course, I, as usual, forgot to think about the fact that I have a black pen. But I still want to commit to using every single color at least once. So I think I'm going to use this black pen just to draw over the fish pupils again. Just so I can say I did it. Another beautiful mistake I just noticed is that I don't actually have a gray. So I might have to go for golden cutlery. Okay, so I feel like I kind of have to start using the strawberry pen to color in this strawberry in this picture. Like I said earlier, I am almost 100% sure these pens are intended for like little kids. They're definitely not art supplies that are meant to be used by professional artists. And by professional, I mean adults. I don't think there's any issue with it. I think having things made for children specifically is very important. But, and this is entirely my fault, but I am an adult with pretty big adult hands. And if I didn't put the cap on the back, There's no way that I could use these pens properly. I think it works fine with the cap. I remember I used to have a set of Crayola Pip Squeaks and those were really kind of hard for me to use, even with the cap extension. But I mean, again, these pens are not made for me, so I really can't fault them for that. Well, we're looking kind of fancy. I think I'm gonna try to add a little more depth to it just so it looks slightly more golden. Now, normally this would be a vanilla pudding, which tends to have a very light kind of yellow color. But because the two yellows that I have are very similar and I've already used one of them for the gold, I might make this pudding a different color. And I think I'm going to go for this peachy cantaloupe melon, honey melon color. So instead of vanilla, I think I guess this is going to be more of like a peach pudding. Ah. I also forgot about the cream. I could potentially just leave the cream white and then color in the background. Yeah, maybe perhaps that is what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think so. I'm probably gonna color in the background with this blue just because it's slightly lighter than the blueberries, and then maybe it'll help kind of give the illusion of being under the water. Then I'm going to use the darker orange because it kind of looks like a caramel brown, and this is supposed to be caramel sauce. Alright, so these are all the colors that I have left for all of these fishes around. And I've designed a lot of them to have a few different like colors or patterns on them, just because they kind of looked empty otherwise. 3 of these colors are still some of the more desaturated ones, and the other 5 are very bright colors. So I'm gonna try my best to like group them up so I don't mix them, because I don't think mixing super desaturated with super bright in the same fish is gonna look very good. So I think I'm gonna start by coloring in some fish with these 3 colors and then switch over to the brighter colors. Okay, I might switch back to the darker colors later, but for now, I think it's time for all the bright pinks and purples. So, I may have forgotten to hit record when I started coloring in the pink and purple fish, but I'm just gonna continue from here on. Alright, every fish is colored in, and it worked out surprisingly well. I'm pleasantly surprised because I thought the dull brownish colors and the bright, almost neon colors are gonna clash, but it somehow worked out. So now, as the last step, I'm gonna color in the background with this blue, and I hope everything is gonna continue looking good. Well, I think I am done. I really like this picture. I did not envision it in these kind of color combos. I know I keep repeating myself, but I'm really surprised by how well the colors ended up working together. But this is great. This is fun. I really like this so much. Would I recommend these pens? Surprisingly, yes. I genuinely thought I'm gonna hate them. I was dreading this video so much for months. Like, I saw my friend the last time in February, and that's when they gave me these pens. And I've been so scared to use them ever since, but that was my mistake. They're really fun. They smell really nice. The only one that I consider stinky is the grape one, but I think that's a matter of personal taste. I just really don't like grape scented stuff. Some of them have really fun scents in there, like scents that I have not yet experienced from Crayola City Scent. So that's really fun as well. And I know most people are probably gonna think that these little monster faces are really ugly, but actually I really like them. I think they're like really cute and fun. But I do think that if you want to get them, it's kind of important to keep in mind that half of them are like super desaturated and then the other half is like super bright. Honestly, the bright half, some of them actually remind me of my Crayola Tropical set. As far as I know, this brand is not associated with Crayola in any way. So I do think it's kind of funny that some of the colors are so similar, even though the colors that are similar are not the standard like marker set colors. Would I recommend these over Crayola Silly Scents? It really depends on which Crayola Silly Scent, and I have no idea how much these pens cost. But I definitely recommend them over these Crayola Silly Scent Sweet Smash Up dual-ended markers. It's not been that long since I made a video about them, and so many of these stink. But these ones are nice. Like, I think the scent that stands out to me the most is the realistic banana peel. It just seems so odd, but also it kind of makes sense. Like, why do not more brands have like real banana scented stuff? If any of you have ever used these Scentos scented Shorties or any other markers from the Scentos brand, let me know what you think about these as well. And let me know if you had a favorite scent. But yes, that's it. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again next week for another one. Goodbye!